What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. A card that you guys have been waiting a whole year to hear has appeared down here on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization Facebook page as of 8 minutes ago. This is Yashiki Warashi. So no clue what the English name will be for this, but it's a play on Yashiki Mansion and Zashiki Warashi. Level 3 Earth Zombie Tuner effect. 0/1800. You can only use this card's name's effect once per turn. So hard once per turn. A zombie tuner, so a good stat for zombies. I'm sure people who enjoy the synchro decks will have a use for that as well. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that includes one of these effects, you can discard this card and negate that effect. Add a card or cards from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or extra deck. That's pretty interesting. So we're kind of focusing on the graveyard with this card. Special summons from the graveyard. That's really big with the potential for Monster Reborn coming back and other cards that just in general revive from the graveyard. We've seen more of them start to come forward and be teased. And then banish a card from the graveyard. So it kind of protects with this. It almost feels like, you know, how Skullmeister has graveyard interactions, a stronger form of that mayhaps, but it's a hard once per turn. Nice addition to the family. A nice card art, honestly. I think it just fits in with that family. We've waited a whole year for this, and it's the level 3 Earth variant. Will we get more in the future for this family? I don't know. I would say it's not as powerful as Ash Blossom right off the bat, but it's still a pretty decent card that could see side deck play in certain metas. Great job by Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization getting on this and many other cards. There's a flood of cards. I get it, because we're reviewing cards from Flood. Alright, past that, let's get into the new Altergeist. Altergeist Pixiel. Level 1 Wind Spellcaster Effect Monster 100/100. You can only use this, the first effect, with this card's name once per turn. You can tribute this card. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. And if you do, add to your hand one Altergeist card among them. Also send the remaining to the graveyard. I guess it's pretty good to be able to resource your deck, but you're having to get this to the field somehow by summon or some way, so not the strongest play, but it is cool that it lets you tutor your deck, almost like a Pot of Duality that doesn't shut you off from special summoning. It specifically does have to be an Altergeist card, though, so goes with the archetype. I would say it's a decent-ish card for them. Let's continue down the line. There's a lot of cards. Let's hear Cyversal Space Typhoon. Target one link monster the opponent controls. Banish a monster from your graveyard with the same number of link arrows. That's an interesting requirement. Not a similar link rating, but the same number of arrows. And if you do, destroy the targeted monster instead of banish. Aha. And also, if you banish a monster whose original type was a Cyvers, you can destroy the opponent's spell and one face-up card in the opponent's spell and trap zone. That's way important to note. Overall, it's really interesting that it has to have the same number of link arrows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of the numbers we have so far. It's not doing it for me, even as a quick play, but the added bonus is kind of cute. Destroy a face-up card in the opponent's spell and trap zone. That could be a field spell, etc. But you're pretty much having to deal with a monster first. It's just so many requirements for a specific card. It's like those anime situation cards, like this specific moment in the duel, I flip my Cyversal Space Typhoon. So it kind of makes sense. It's got that Yu-Gi-Oh! Feel, but I wouldn't personally be playing this in my decks. Alright, Limits Code, a normal trap. If you have a Cyvers monster or monsters in your graveyard, place a number of counters in this card equal to the number of those monsters. And if you do, special summon one Kotaku monster from your extra deck. And if you do, golly, so many and if you do's. Equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Alright, that's kind of cute. During your end phase, remove a counter from this card, or if you cannot remove any, destroy this card. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per duel. Really heavy restriction, but understandably so. That's pretty big to summon any Code Talker monster from your extra deck. But you have to have Cyberse monsters in the grave. You have to place a number of counters equal to those monsters. That's how many turns it's basically staying out. And it's a hard once per duel, so you're probably only playing one of these. I don't think you're trying to race to this card. Not the best card, not the worst card. It's solid Cyberse support. I'll say that. That's a pretty good card for the Cyberse archetype. It looks like they had reviewed that already. And we get to the cards that are already on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Org site here. Oh, I guess these were also on there. Oh, they've just updated these on there. My bad. I had to refresh and then gone to the Facebook page. All right, so we've got New World Legacy also. We start with a level 4 Vanilla 2000. Pretty cool. It looks like Arum to me. And it is Jack Knight Arum, Mech Knight, or it's actually Mech Knight for us, Avram. A level 4 light psychic type normal monster. So it looks like he switched sides here to the Mech Knights. The hero defends the light of the world, must destroy the darkness of the world of illusion, and entrust his power to the chosen one. The will inherited from the grail of the world will become a new key. So world chalice, world grail, and become the sword that cuts down the darkness. All right, so just basically showing and making the lore even more prevalent that perhaps the Mech Knights are the good guys here, and Ib has turned evil. We have, let's see here, that's a long name. Nightmare Beckoning to the World Legacy / World Legacy Nightmare, a field spell card. So, another one. Nightmare, okay, field spell. All battle damage you would take from battles involving co-linked monsters you control becomes 0. I don't think you could care too much about that. Specifically co-link, that's kind of a restriction. Hopefully the second effect's better. Once per turn during your main phase, you can select and activate one of the following effects. Move one Troymare monster you control to another main monster zone on your side of the field. Alright, exchange the positions of 2 Troymare monsters in the main monster zones on your side of the field. So this isn't generating any clear advantage. You're kind of shifting around battle damage, which is perhaps cool since there is that Troymare that makes it so you can't have any of them killed by battle. So there's a little synergy there, but realistically this deck has a lot of potential to extra link. I don't see that this would be a worthy win con since kaijus exist. I don't know, guys. I'm just not feeling it overall. I'm not seeing that this helps the Troymares do what they need to do any better, but it is a World Legacy card to note also. Ooh, we got a counter trap. Have they healed her? Did she have to die? What happened here? Echo in the World Legacy / World Legacy Echo. Counter trap card, you can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. If you control co-linked monster or monsters, when the opponent activates a monster effect or spell or trap card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. We have on-demand negation for any card so long as you control co-linked monsters. This is huge for link summoning. It is very, very easy to achieve co-linked monsters. It basically, at any point in time, you're able to shut down your opponent on what they're trying to do as long as you have co-linked monsters. And it's pretty hard to play around to get to the point, because a lot of the Troymares, as we've seen, have effects when co-linked. Wow. That's pretty darn good. That's really good. And as a World Legacy card, that has some searchability in certain archetypes as a counter trap. Even at a hard once per turn, you can play 3 of these and then start searching them out. That's really cool. Looks like we have more World Legacy stuff. World Legacy Awakening, a normal trap card. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Link summon one monster using monsters you control as materials. In my video on the Troymares, I had just said there's going to be a way to link summon on your opponent's turn, and that will kind of make that one Troymare that does the bouncing even better. You have on-demand link summoning on your opponent's turn. Without a real restriction, you just use monsters you control as the materials. That's big. That's pretty cool. Like, it's not generating advantage. It's not immediately going to be good, but as Link monsters power creep and you get monsters that have on-summon effects that do really cool things, this is gonna become something that could be big. And as a World Legacy card, it's searchable. Honestly, out of the two though, I'm way more hyped for World Legacy Echo as a card, but mechanic-wise, ooh, Nailed that one on the head. It feels good. I am pretty impressed by the balance. I think they saw and heard our complaints with Ash Blossom and how powerful it was and how we didn't really necessarily enjoy that much power in the game from right there. So I'm happy with how they kept Yashiki Warashi. I'm pretty happy what they did there with her. What do you feel about it? Should she have been as powerful as Ash, as prominent as Ogre, or do you like where this is? This seems relatively balanced, just dealing with graveyard and graveyard effects. Seems like a kind of niche side deck card now that I think about it more, but it's still pretty darn good and could see its play in certain formats. And what did you think about the other cards? Is there something I missed with the Cyberse? Is there even better and cooler things with these World Chalice and Mech Knight cards? Like, this is just sticking out in my head. The negate whatever you want. Thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll keep bringing you these new cards thanks to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. They do a wonderful job on getting this out on time.